everyone. Thought I'd jump on and do another Facebook Live. If you're here, jump in and say hello. Camera's a little crooked. Oh no, do I dare try and fix it up? I'm probably going to make it worse. I see a couple of people watching. Jump in and say hello. And that's a little bit better, isn't it? It's a bit straighter. We'll see how we go with that. Alright, so 3 days in a row. Oh my goodness, what is going on? But I had a really cool idea. And I thought, well, rather than having me sit here and make the card, I'll do it while everyone else is watching. No pressure. Hey Kay, how are you? So if you subscribe to my newsletter, you would have got my newsletter I popped out a little while ago. I didn't pop it out. I actually emailed it out. Sometimes I say the weirdest things. Anyway, I sent out my newsletter a while ago, an hour or so ago. And in that newsletter, I had a colour combination in there as inspiration. And I thought it'd be fun to use that today to make a card. So the colours in the colour inspiration were Granny Apple Green, Pool Party, and Daffodil Delight. They were taken from a birthday chick. I think it was birthday chick or a hey chick, one of those cards that Stampin created using one of those stamp sets. And it was just a really lovely springy, summery colour scheme. I thought, you know what, that would look really good with the butterflies as well. So I jotted down a few ideas and hopefully they will work and come to fruition. But like I said, this is only in my head, these ideas, so they may not work. Hey Kay, I'm good. How are you? That's good to hear that you're good. Sorry, you answered my question. Just ignore me, okay? Hey Anita, nice to have you here. Thanks for watching. Alright, so these are my card bases. Now I'm going to make 2 cards, and I don't know which card base is going to be the best for each. So I'm going to leave them like that for now until I've actually made the cards, and then we'll match it up with the card bases. So I'm going to be using, again, the Butterfly Brilliance stamp set and the dies this time. And I keep forgetting their name. Brilliant Wings dies. Sorry about the glare from my lamps, but I want it nice and bright so that you can see what I'm doing. And I thought it looked really cool if I did a bit of watercolouring action. So I'm just going to grab 2 of these pieces of our Fluid 100 watercolour paper. Okay, and something I didn't grab first. Wait 1 second. Okay, whenever I'm using a lot of watercolour paper, or I'm spritzing or anything like that, to save, sorry, my chair got stuck. That's what all that noise was. To save my grid paper and to stop it getting wrecked, I just use a barbecue liner. I got this from Bunnings, full disclosure, and it is perfect for any wet work. Oh gosh, I've got hair all over it. And that protects my grid paper and my work surface, and it's really easy to clean up. You just wipe it off with a towel or paper towel or tissues, and it's brilliant. So I am going to be using a bit of water today, so I'm going to pop that down. Now, I'm also going to be using the Stamparatus because this is watercolour paper and it's not totally flat and smooth like your normal basic white or your Whisper White cardstock. So sometimes when you stamp on it, because it's got the little ridges and the indents in it, the ink doesn't take that well straight away, and you need to sometimes double or triple stamp to get a crisp and bold enough image. So that's when I use the Stamparatus to make sure that I can go back over it and stamp in exactly the same spot. Now there are 2 sides to our Fluid 100 paper. One is smoother than the other. I don't know any advantages to using one side over the other, and normally I don't bother checking what side I'm using because they both work extremely well. So yeah, that's just something to know. I'm sure people who know more about watercolouring will know why there's the 2 different reasons. Hey Sue, nice to have you here. Don't apologise for being late. honey, I didn't even say I was coming on definitely today, but I came up with this idea this morning and thought, yeah, let's do it with everyone. So I've just got a spritzer here. I've just filled it with water, and I'm going to do one card base or one piece of watercolor paper at a time, and I'm just going to spritz it to get it really wet. Now, like I said, this is just an idea in my head, so it may work, it may not work. So I'm just going to totally soak it with water, hopefully. And I'm using the colours that I had in my colour challenge, which is Pool Party, and I am just going to, before this dries too much, drop some colour. Alright, Daffodil Delights, randomly all over, and then Pool Party. Now Granny Apple Green. The paper will curl, because that's what watercolour paper does. Alright, so now I have just dropped each of those colours, and I am just going to swirl it around a bit. If it gets too muddy, which it is in places, then I'm just going to tease it a little bit with a aqua painter. So I don't want it all green, which is what it's turning out to be. So my green has run a bit. Just swish it around a bit. Now I don't have enough Pool Party or Daffodil Delight there, so let's rectify that and make it more Daffodil Delight and Pool Party. Right, now I'm going to dab that off. You can let it dry, or you can dab it off. I don't think I have any paper towel in here, so I'm just going to use tissues to soak up the excess colour. One more tissue. If you let it dry, it'll probably be nicer, but we don't have all day. Just going to soak up the excess. Try and get a clean bit of tissue to dab off some more. Alright, so now I am going to bring out the heat tool to dry that, otherwise we'll be here for hours and we don't want that. Right, it's going to get noisy. I'm going to dry this off. Dry both sides because it's a bit wet on the back as well. So this is a lot more greener than I really wanted it. So I'm going to do the second one. I'm still going to use it. I'm going to do the second one now. And just a very small amount of green. It's nearly dry. Okay, we will let that sit now to one side and we will do the other one. Same thing. I'm just going to have my ink open, ready to go. So I'm using our refills. Look at this poor one. It's nearly empty, my Daffodil Delight. I do have another one though. So these are just our ink refills that you use to refill our ink pads. So again, I'm just going to spritz it, and yes, the paper will curl. Right, this time I want more yellow and Pool Party. I might not even add green on this one. Alright, I don't have enough water on there because they're pooling too much. So I'm just going to spritz it out, make it a bit paler, and then wipe up the excess. I haven't run out of tissues. So like I said, you could let this dry naturally if you weren't, you know, doing a live making your own, then that's the best way to do it. Because sometimes when you force it to dry, you can actually like move the ink around and take a little bit too much off. And with watercolour, whenever it dries paler than when it's wet. Alright, I need to have a bit of a mess at the back here. One more tissue, make sure this is completely dry. Okay, so this is a lot paler, this one, and I didn't use the Granny Apple green on this, but because, you know, blue and yellow make green, don't they? Don't they? I don't know. I guess I do. Then we've got a little bit of green in there anyway, so it still matches our colour scheme. Okay, now I'm going to dry this one off and then we'll move on to the next step. So if you're here, jump in, say hello. And you end up with inky fingers, so don't worry, it will wash out. Our inks are water based, so it will wash off. Okay, so now, bonjour Sophie, it's 6:30 AM where you are in Belgium. Oh my goodness, you're an early riser. Welcome, thank you for watching. Alright, so I'm going to move this out of the way now. I've finished with that. Now you guys get to choose which technique I do with which of these bits of paper. My idea was to stamp the butterflies in Memento, so in black, on both of them. One then will just be the card front. The other, I will cut the butterflies out and put them on this piece of designer series paper, taking out a lot of the pink. So I'll probably cut it this way, maybe this way, so I don't have as much pink in there. So say left if you think I should use the left one to cut out the butterflies for this bit of paper, or say right if you think I should use the cut out butterflies from this side to put on this bit of paper. I know, pressure. You have to decide because I can't make decisions. And it'll be the best out of three. Does that make sense? So just pop in left or right for the cut out butterflies. And then once I get three of either left or right, that's what I'll go with. While you're deciding, I shall have it. Oh, two 2 rights for the cutouts. Oh, come on, right team. You have 1 more vote and you're going to win. Yes, it's right for the win. All right. So let's do this one first because we're not cutting out. You watch me forget what I'm doing now. Anyway, so I'm going to use the Stamparatus because the watercolor paper is not flat and smooth like I said. Now with your Stamparatus, you don't need the black little mat that comes with it for the rubber stamps. That's for the clear photopolymer stamps. So I'm just going to peel off my butterflies. I'll make sure that's lined up in a second. Grab my magnet, and I think I need to put it down there. And do the butterflies line up a little bit further over? Okay, and then that should be good because I should be able to trim that down. Wonderful. Put something under the left hand side here because it just makes it easier to ink up your stamps if you've got that support under there. Otherwise it's sort of at an angle and it's really difficult to get even pressure. And that's not my stamp case cracking. I just didn't have it closed properly, obviously. Alright, so we're just going to stamp that. Oh, look at my lovely green finger. Oh, and my lovely green fingernail. So pretty. Okay, so like I said, ink won't always take first up on your watercolor paper. So that's where the beauty of the Stamparatus comes in. You can go over and over as many times as you want to get a dark enough image. And this is quite dark ink on this paper. That green sort of took over. Oh, I think once more. I think my memento, sorry, needs a re-ink actually because it's not coming over very dark. And the beauty of the Stamparatus too, with large stamps, is they're easy to manipulate. So you don't have to hold that huge block and try and get it positioned correctly. And there's no chance of you rocking and rolling it to get like halos because you have an even pressure on the Stamparatus. Alright, do we think that's enough ink? Fingers crossed. Okay. Sorry, I know that's probably rocking the camera and I've got a terrible glare. I think that will do for that one. So there's that one. Now this is the one we're going to cut out and I'm going to hopefully get that. I should have marked where it was, shouldn't I? Let's just gingerly place that. Yep, that's fine. Alright, so same thing for this one. I'm just going to ink up our butterflies. Sorry for the rock and roll. Hey Kay, you'll catch the replay. Hubby's taking you out for a bit. Okay, no worries. Have fun. You're meant to go walking the dog again this afternoon, our cute little puppy. But it's raining off and on all day here in Brisbane. So we've started taking him on daily walks. He's 14 months old. And the reason we haven't taken him before now is we took him once and he got out of the harness and ran away and it like absolutely freaked us out. So we thought, this is our first dog that we've owned. So we took him to obedience school And he's graduated from that now, so he's, you know, comes when he's cold and sits and stuff like that. So we have more confidence to take him now for a walk, and we've got a better harness for him. So we've been taking him every day just up to the local park. He loves it. And then a couple of laps around the park and then home, because he's only a little dog, so he gets tired really easy. And he spent then the rest of the day and evening sleeping. And today we're going to take him further afield, about a 10-minute drive from the waterfront we are. We're going to take him down near the water for a walk, but of course it's raining off and on, so that's not going to happen today. Alright, so hopefully, sorry, this can be a slow process when you want to make sure that you have enough ink on your stamps. Is that enough? No, I don't think that's enough. Oh, seriously, I need to re-ink this stamp pad, don't I? And I think I actually said that not long ago when I was using it in a video. Oh well. Alright, there we go. Let's see how we go. Third time. I actually really like the way the colour on this paper has come out. Alright. There we go. That will do for our butterflies. Okay. So I'm just going to pop that aside now on the floor. This one we need to trim up. That is just going on the front of a card, nice and simple. And I'm thinking that is going to look best on Granny Apple Green. And that one is going to look best on the So Saffron. Does everyone agree? I hope so. Oh, thank you, Louise. I love doing that technique with watercolour paper and the reinkers, because you never know how it's going to come out. And it comes out different every single time. Alright, so this one we're just going to trim to 4 by 5 3/4 inches. And I think I can probably trim roughly here. And yes, it will chop off some of the butterflies, but that's okay. Okay, so I'll do and 5 3/4 is there. Alright, so there's our card front. Oops. And that is just going to be glued on there. If the curl of the paper worries you, you can do a reverse curl like this to get it to lay flat before you glue it on. But I'm hoping I've got enough glue on there that it's not going to be an issue. Right, but I'm going to have to hold it a little bit just to make sure that glue keeps it down. Okay, so there's the base of one card. Now this one we are going to cut out using our dies. Oh, I just threw the die packet and everything's falling over on my desk now. Alright, so I'm just going to line this up. And hold it in place with some washi tape. I just had another idea pop into my head for these butterflies, so I might have to come back tomorrow. And I promise I'll get over the butterflies soon. But I think they're really beautiful. And I love that you can stamp them all at once and it cuts them out all at once. And then if you don't use them on the one project, you've got a stash of butterflies for another project. Right, I'm just going to run this through the emboss machine, stamp cut and emboss machine. I have it off camera, sorry, and it may jiggle the camera. My apologies if it does. Okay. Sometimes it can be a real workout. Okie dokie. So there are our beautiful butterflies. Am I missing one? Yes, I am. Oh, aren't they just so pretty? So pretty. Alright, so if you're here at the start of the video, you'll know I'm going to put them on this bit of paper. But I need to trim this bit of paper first to 4 by 5 3/4, which is my normal card front size. So I'm going to do 4. So I always tend to make my layers, my first layer the same. Just nice and easy. Okay, now I'm going to put this on the So Saffron card base. No, Daffodil Delight. No, yes, Daffodil Delight, not So Saffron. So I used So Saffron yesterday. Okay, we're just going to pop that on. I know I've got to cover up that beautiful paper on the back. There's beautiful butterflies, but there's like 4 sheets or so of each paper in the pack, so there's more I can use. And now I'm just going to arrange our beautiful butterflies. And I probably won't put them all on here because that's too many. So I think we'll just do 3. They might not use that one. I want this one. And then a smaller one. They might go for the smallest one or this one. I love the colour on that one. That is so pretty. Alright, I think we might do that. And then I can put a little sentiment along there. Right, so I'm going to put these on with dimensionals. So I'm just going to put the dimensionals on the spine of the butterfly, or the body I should say, so that I can keep the wings raised. Okay, so now I have 3 left over for another project. I could actually use the pool party. They actually 3 would go well with that pool party cardstock, and just do if I didn't want to put designer series paper on there, I could just use an embossing folder, and that would be, you know, a 3rd card. So I might do that. So when I blog these, make sure you check out my blog post because I'll have a 3rd card made up. And I will add sentiments to these. So I didn't want to keep yours very long today. Just wanted to show you the basics, like basic technique, I guess, that you could do with these butterflies. So we just got the Fluid 100 watercolor paper, spritzed it with water, used our ink refills to add the color, dried it off, then stamped with the Memento ink pad using the Stamparatus. And then the same for the second one, except we just cut those butterflies out and put some designer series paper on our card front and start the butterflies on. So I will add just a simple sentiment to these, and I'll show them on my blog probably in a few days. So thank you for watching. I just wanted to give you an idea, another idea on how to use these butterflies, because they are really versatile and they're very beautiful. So I hope you have enjoyed that, and it's given you another idea on how to use this product. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time online. Have a great day. Bye bye.